Just thinking, like, you guys have been, for 15 years, have been taking punches. You were so good at it. We learned that fight, like in The Boys, I learned my fights. It took 2 weeks to learn all those fights. In Supernatural, about 15 minutes. You're gonna do this, then you're gonna right hook, then you're gonna this. And you guys were so good. It looked so, like I really am hitting you. Like, you were so good at that. I was thinking that, like, wow, this feels really fun. Amazing.
Speight, I want to hear you.
Yeah, what's the
Hardest.
hardest scene to be a part of was directing 1518, the scene when you say goodbye to Castiel. That was a tough one to be in the sidelines for. Not tough because of the work. I didn't do the work, they did the work. But I was there to be sure they could do the work in a way that told the story correctly and just sit back and watch. And dude, that was a doozy. That was Misha's last scene of the show, ever. And the culmination of years of character development through various writers, various seasons between Dean and Castiel, and that moment that's happening was super impactful for the show. And I know that people loved it, to watch it, but no one had the seat I had. And it was remarkable to watch that live. It was beautiful, beautiful acting by both of them, every single take. And the only thing
Don't discount. You're co-author of that, dude. Yeah,
Jensen was amazing.
Misha was amazing, but they couldn't have done what they did if you weren't at the helm.
If it hadn't been set up in the way that it was set up.
Thanks. I will say, and I'm dead serious, going to Jensen, like, of course, obviously, that we want confirmation that it's all going great. We would do a shot, and there'd be that kind of, everybody very tense set, everybody's very emotional, and they'd look at me and they're like, are we, you know, and I'd be like, we're good. I mean, I was an emotional mess for that whole thing. It was brutal. And that was also, we didn't know if we were going to get that scene done. COVID was looming. Shows around us were cut. We were the last show standing. Cutting right, cutting left, everybody's going away. And we were still up in Vancouver, still shooting. And then just to button that, incredibly emotional night. And I can't imagine what it was like for Misha, because that was his end of the show. We all get on an airplane and the engine blows up in the middle of the air. Right. So we all that was that night. We all get on an airplane, take off, and one of the engine blows over the ocean. And we're like, well, I guess this is Misha's last scene. Remember that? Yeah, we picked up
like an emergency landing or something.
Yeah, Al Cal hopped in the plane and we all went. It was insane. It was, but that was a remarkable episode to be a part of. One of my great joys is that I got to direct the last pre-COVID episode of Supernatural, and that scene was something that will take with me forever.
Nice part.
Have I ever told you that, so Maisie,
Yeah, sure.
who was one of our props, who was also a big fan, joined the show as a big fan, but she became one of our on-set props. I gave her my phone while we were filming that scene, and I was like, hey, just record some behind the camera stuff for Misha, and maybe I'll give it to him at some point. And she was recording the scene of him saying goodbye, and the camera is shaking and you can hear her crying. And I was like, well, none of this is usable.
Now we have to do it again.
Now we have to go again. I'll have to show you those videos at some point.
Yeah, you will. You will. I want to see those.
Post that video.
That was intense.
Release
What?
the tapes.
Release the tape.
Release the tapes!
Release the FC violence.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. That was.
And by the way,
you were gonna get 2 more questions.
but sincerely, I mean that I think I speak for all of us.
No.
Stop that.